Good morning, everyone. I'm going to be doing a couple of exercises today to keep with our golf and tennis fitness. I know some of you are probably going stir crazy. I know I am. Anyway, today I'm going to start on the floor, and what I'm going to do is start with a warm-up. Open books, which is one of my favorite warm-up exercises, not just for golf and tennis, but just for overall flexibility and mobility when you get out of bed if you're stiff. So you're going to get down onto a mat. I'm going to use one of my pillows off my couch. And you're going to lay down on your side. Very important here that you put your top leg on top of this pillow just for support. We're trying to go at a 90-degree angle, and our back leg is just bent just slightly. And what we're going to do is come down onto the floor, rest our head. If you need to put a pillow under your head, by all means do that. And you're going to reach your hands out in front of you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm slowly going to bring this arm back, and my head is going to follow. Oh, that feels great. And then bring it back nice and slow. It's very important that when you reach back, this knee does not come off of this pillow. That helps to protect your lower back. So we're going to do this 5 times on each side. Again, reach. Each time I go over, I get a little bit further in that reach. I can feel that through my shoulders and also through my torso. If you feel that in the lower back, check your position and make sure that your body is in a line. You want to be completely parallel. Once again, open it up. Great. Then we're going to repeat that on the other side 5 times. So that's the first part of our warm-up on the ground. The second thing I want to do, obviously, is our high knee marches. This just gets those hip flexors working, kind of gets our heart rate up a little bit. Bring those knees up. Perfect. 2 more on each side. Then we're going to go to bee walks. Up, out, down. This really helps to stretch out those quads. You want to push this through with your heels. Breathe through it. Keep those abs in tight. 1 more on each side. Good. Now we're going to get those side adductors and abductors working, our hip flexors. We're going to come out, push it through, squeeze those butt cheeks, and sit back on your butt. Sit back. Good. 1 more on each side. Good. So I've gotten everything moving. I've gotten my hip flexors a little bit loose. Now I want to work on something called a half kneeling rotation with a side bend. So what you want to do is you want to get a pad. I'm going to roll up my yoga mat just so I have some protection for my knees. I'm going to grab my golf club. You can grab a stick, you can grab a broom, doesn't matter. And I'm going to get into a half kneeling position. This knee is at a 90-degree angle. My hips are back. Going to start in this position. I'm going to bring that knee around to the back, getting those hip flexors really moving. Then I'm going to bring it forward again, and I'm going to rotate to the side that that knee is out. Remember, you don't want to do this. You want to keep those hips forward, rotate from your torso, bring it back, and then swing that leg around. This is really a good exercise to get those hip flexors moving. We do hip circles standing and supported. The kneeling really gets those hip flexors working. Here we go, bring it around. Rotate. And back. Again, bring it around. Breathe. Back. Around. And back. You're going to try to do that 10 times on each side. If you have difficulty with getting down on your knees, you can also do these in a standing position, in a forward lunge. Forward lunge with rotation. Make sure your head follows. I know we talk about that. Neck rotation is really, really a big thing. Good. So that is if you can't get down on your knees, you can always get up and do that in a standing position. I'm going to get back down onto the floor. You guessed it. It's about getting up and off the floor today, which is a huge thing. So we're going to be getting on and off the floor doing our exercises today. All right, the first thing I want to do is a bridge. Bridges are really important for abdominal strength, but also for strength through your back. So in order to get your pelvis to rotate forward, a bridge is a great thing to do for abdominal strength. So we're going to get down on the floor. Now when we're down here again, it's really important that you do that arch, tuck, find neutral, because you want to make sure that your back is completely flat on the ground. You want to pull those hips forward, engage those abs, and you're going to try to bring your heels in as close to your butt as you can. Now this one you can put your arms out to the side, you can bring your arms up this way, you can put them down by your side here. It's more difficult if you bring them up this way. So what we're going to do, we're going to drive it through our heels, we're going to lift our butt, squeeze our glute cheeks. Remember to keep those shoulder blades on the ground. And come back down. Again, my back is completely flat and my abs are turned up. And we're going to bring it up again. 2, 3, squeeze those glute cheeks. 4, and 5. Now from here, I want to bring my feet in a little bit closer, and I'm going to do what's called a bridge march. So I'm going to bring my body up into that bridge position, and I'm going to pull those knees up. You don't want to bring them in to your chest. You want to actually bring them up. All the while maintaining that bridge position, making sure that your abs are engaged and your abs are tucked under. If you get a cramp when you're doing these through your hamstrings, just take a little break. Now, a progression of this is a frog bridge. So you're going to bring your knees out. Again, tuck that pelvis in, engage your abs, and we're going to push up and down. We're going to do this 5 times. 3 more. 4, 5. I can really feel that in my abductors and my adductors. So if you get a little bit of a cramp, take a break, but you want to try to do at least 5 sets on each side. Now, I want to go into what's called a quadruped adductor stretch. What's real important when you do this is that your shoulders are stacked under your wrists. I'm going to show this from the front angle so you can see where my legs are going. I'm going to bring this leg straight out to the side. Now, I want to make sure that this hand is on the inside of this leg. You don't want to be out here. You want to be through here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to not try to sit back on our heels with our butt, but we're going to try to drive our butt towards our back. towards the back wall. Now this foot, if you can get this foot to lay flat, that's very important. That'll help stretch out your adductors and in through your glute. And again, I'm not sitting back on my heels, I'm pushing my butt back towards the wall. And then I'm going to release it. Now, to take this one step further, I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to move it here and I'm going to stretch. Now I'm going to sit back again and wow, I can really feel that through my thoracic spine and through my lat muscle. And I'm going to reach, I'm going to walk my fingers out, still trying to sit back on that left glute. Wow, that's a great stretch. Then I want to come back to quadruped. Remember, your spine has to be in that neutral spine on this. You don't want to arch your back, you don't want to tuck it. So even if you have to do an arch, tuck, arch, spine, neutral, that's great. But again, make sure that your ankle, your wrists are stacked over your elbows and that when you bring that foot out, that ankle is turned so your foot stays flat. Again, I'm going to sit back. Remember, never do this to pain, only to stretch. If you can only get so far, stop before you feel any pain. It's a really, really tough stretch to do. Now again, I'm going to go over this side. I'm going to put that left forward. And I'm going to reach back. Oh wow, I can really feel that. Your right hand goes forward, your left goes back. And sit back. Wow, that's a great stretch through here. So it's great for your backswing if you're a right-handed golfer or tennis. It really gets those muscles moving through your T-spine and your lat muscle. All right, so now I want to move on to planks. When we talk about planks, we don't really do sit-ups anymore. They're way too hard on so many people's backs. So we do planks. Planks, though, your goal is to get to 2 minutes, but seriously, you should be able to get to 20 seconds, take a rest, 20 seconds, take a rest, and do them in sets. So I'm going to start with the easiest of them all, which is a plank, but you're going to be on your knees. So we're going to start out, remember, you want to start out with your shoulders over your elbows. And the first thing we're going to do on our knees is we're going to tuck it in and push forward. I can really feel that. Hold for 20 seconds and then release. Again, I'm coming down, 20 seconds. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Release. You'll do 5 sets of these. Now I'm going to go to the progression of a regular plank. So I'm going to be putting my toes down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift my weight forward and I'm just going to lift up. Now what's really important when you do this is that you keep your back flat. Then you can come back down on your knees and you can rest. Again, this is the progression from a knee plank and then a progression, curling my toes, coming up into a regular plank. Holding it for 20 seconds if you can, and then releasing. Great. Okay, the last thing that I want to show you is called a 1-2 stick dots. Now, for this, I don't have a lot of fancy equipment, so I'm going to use my trusty paper plates. Now, these are only going to be used just for guidance. I'm not going to step on the plates. I'm going to put them down where I can see them. And 1-2 stick is exactly that. You're going to go 1, 2, then stick your landing and hold. 1, 2, stick your landing and hold. You really want to pull that leg up. This is a great balance routine. It's also good for weight shift and transfer through your golf swing and even your tennis. So it's 1, 2, stick that landing. Again, I'm using those plates just as a guideline. Now, it gets harder when you put the plates out. Make sure you're wearing sneakers. You can do this outside too on the grass. It's great. Again, 1, 2, stick that landing and hold it. I'm squeezing that glute cheek of that supporting leg, which is real important. I always emphasize, squeeze your glutes. Let's do it again. 1, 2, stick. Stick that landing. Breathe. Again, 1, 2, stick your landing. Breathe. This is great for your glute minimus, your glute medius. Just works everything. And it gets a little bit of a cardio. You get your heart rate going. Okay, that's my exercises for today. What you can do is repeat these videos. Do each exercise 3 sets. Try to work yourself up. If it's too hard, back it off. Just do a couple of the exercises each day. Make sure you do the warm-up. I showed you some stretches. I showed you a little bit of weight transfer. The stretching is absolutely key. So guys, stay well, and I will see you later. Bye, I miss you all.